Hello, this is Hannah from the future speaking to you. This video was meant to be for the end of February. It is currently almost the middle of March. Honestly, I'm kind of kicking myself for dragging it out this long, but you'll see why it does take me a while, and it is for a very good reason. So just kind of want to give a heads up before I let y'all journey with me through reading some fantasy for honestly what is a month, because by the time this video probably is out, it will be a month. So I'm gonna shut up and let you enjoy as I start in on getting into fantasy. So I've had a bit of an epiphany this weekend. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, just for context, and this morning I finished Fruit of the Dead by Rachel Lyon, and I also just uploaded my most recent February reading vlog. I'm kind of in the mood for fantasy. Which is very rare for me because, well, you know this channel, I am a horror girly, I am a mystery thriller girly. I rarely jump into fantasy, and when I do, it's because I got a kick for it. And right now I have a kick for it. And I need something whimsical after Fruit of the Dead, because that kind of left me hollow and shook. So, yeah, we're gonna read fantasy for a couple days and see where that takes us. Alright, so to kickstart this video, we're gonna start with one that's been on my TBR for a little bit now. I've had my eye on this for a while, and I haven't really been able to had a chance to find a copy of it anywhere. But I was looking for my Libby just like a few minutes ago, and I saw that it was finally available to borrow. So I'm gonna jump on my chance, and that is going to be Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. So this is a young adult fantasy that is also a contemporary take on the Arthurian mythology. So this is following a 16-year-old named Bree who goes into a new university, new school, where kids are being trained in magic, and they're almost, I think, somehow connected to the Arthurian figures and the mythology around it. I've heard plenty of people talking about how phenomenal this series is, because I think this is the first of a trilogy. So I'm super stoked. This is gonna be so exciting. Let's start reading Legendborn. Hello. Good evening. It's probably been a couple days since we've last chatted, mostly just because I've been crazy busy with work. As always, I do have an update about Legendborn. I am 22% of the way through the book right now, so our main girl, Bree, she is doing the early college program at University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Her mom just died. And this is a spoiler, it literally happens within like the first couple pages. Her mom dies, she goes off to early college. She's starting to experience some weird phenomena of seeing monsters come out of the woodwork, and students who are connected to the myth around King Arthur going after them. And now she slowly is getting involved into their world. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. The group is called the Order, but the Legendborn are kind of like the ones that are born into having these abilities. And then there's different subsets like pages, signs, merlins. Oh gosh, what else do they have? Squires, all that good stuff. So Bree is being initiated as a page right now, and she's partnered up with this older boy named Nick, who's trying to reclaim his status as a Legendborn, because I think he disavowed it or something. We're gonna find out more about that, but kind of where I'm at right now. It is very good. It's very fast paced. There's a lot of information being thrown out all at once. So that part has been kind of like a little tough to get through, but it still is a lot of fun. This almost kind of feels like I'm getting Ninth House vibes out of this book, but very young adult and different traumas going on. But I'm getting the vibes of Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo reading this, and I love that because I love the Ninth House series, and I really have been enjoying this. So my plan for the rest of the night is that I'm going to try to crank through as much of this as I can, because tomorrow I know I have dinner train duty, so I don't know when I'll probably be able to read tomorrow. Probably maybe during the day when I'm working from home, but I'll at least just want to take it easy tonight and let my brain kind of recoup a little bit after this week so far, and that way I can just go into tomorrow to get myself ready to go and prep for that. But for right now, let's read this book. Why did I not register that earlier? What? What? Friends, it's been many moons since I gave you an update about this book. And by many a moon, I mean a solid week. I have not provided an update in a week. No, honestly, this has been a great read. I've had a lot of stuff going on with work, and I know I had to take a couple days off from reading to kind of just let my mind reset a little bit. But this book is due in 2 days. So I'm going to pound this out because I'm at a really good spot where I know I'm very much looking forward to figuring out what's going to happen next, because a lot has happened since I last did any sort of like update for this. So I think where I got when I last chatted with y'all was Bree was getting initiated into the order. So now she's gone through all of her trials. She's still trying to figure out what's going on with her mom. I think we just found out what happened with her mom. And she also was going through therapy with this woman on campus who was teaching her about root craft. And that was a very interesting element. I'm trying to figure out like how that's all going to play into the main storyline. But we're learning more about the Merlin character, Cell, because he's got some baggage of his own, and he and Bree are at least starting to work a little bit more together to figure out what's going on. I am still skeptical about Cell. I am still skeptical. I love Nick. I love Nick and Bree together, and I think, I don't really know what's gonna happen, but I'm sensing some love triangle stuff going on here. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I can see where it's going. I'm willing to figure out what's going on. So that's kind of where I'm at. Things are getting intense. I've got like less than 200 pages left of this book. So I'm going to do my darndest to get this done either today or by tomorrow. And that way I can give y'all my final thoughts, and then we can move on to the next book, or perhaps the next book in the series. Do you see this? Do you see this? This book. Alright, hi again. It's now Friday afternoon. As you can clearly tell, I'm about to go perform on the train tonight because I got train duty. But I wanted to provide a quick update about Legendborn before I go. So I think I have like roughly about 100 pages left of the version that I'm reading of Legendborn. Because I think the version I have also includes like some extra like little bonus content, like a preview of one of the later sequels in the story. So I think with that out of it, I think I have like roughly about like maybe 60 to 70 pages left. So the goal is when I have downtime tonight or when I get back home that I'm just gonna just pound this out. Oh my god, this has been getting so good. I think there still are some parts where I'm kind of still a little bit confused on, and like some elements where it's a little too much telling and not showing. But Bree learning to be in tune with herself and learn about her mom's history, her role in the world, and her place in the order, that has all been so emotionally compelling that I really have just enjoyed it. Yeah, clearly from earlier I was getting weepy-eyed over it just because of how Tracy Deonn was talking about grief and the bond between a mother and a daughter, and how that love can persist over the course of time even after a person dies or what's left unsaid. That honestly was so moving. I think it's probably one of the best parts of the book, honestly. I really have enjoyed that element of it, and I really am liking the magic system. I'm curious to learn more about how all the little pieces are going to be interconnected in the much larger picture, which is going to be the upcoming grand war that's gonna reignite all the Arthurian Round Table members and lead them into glory or hellfire. We don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm very excited to finish this. This is getting good. And I also was stupid and I did not realize that I think that this is not a trilogy, but I think there's like gonna be a fourth book coming out at some point. I don't know when, but I know there's at least 3 of the series right now that are fully published, and I think the 4th one is going to be coming out soon. Who knows? But anyway, I think this is definitely a series that I'm going to continue for sure because it's just that dang good. I'm going to go keep getting myself ready to go. I've got a couple little errands to run before I go head off to the train, but I am making a goal for myself to finish this book tonight. I don't know when I'm going to get footage. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get footage in between everything that I'm doing. But I will finish this, and at some point, you will get an update from me. I finished Legendborn last night. I finished it, and if I did not already have another book lined up for this video, I would be jump starting into the next book right now. Because it was that good! Oh my god! Ah! Oh my man. So, it was very emotionally pulling. It was very fast-paced, and I really do appreciate the amount of effort and research Tracy Deonn put into this story. and specifically what will go on to the rest of this series, because the way that she talks about grief and the nuances around it and what mothers pass down to their daughters and connecting so much history and mythology and I'm trying to think of how to best describe it. How she combines all these things was so well done, and you could tell that she put so much effort into making sure that her own experience as well as what she discovered to put the story together really makes sense and is interconnected. Again, like I said earlier, that I know there were elements that I was still kind of confused on and parts that still felt a little info dumpy at times, and some elements I was like, wait, how did this happen? But what I thought was gonna be what was going on ended up sort of being a little bit something else, but I love the twist. I love the characters, specifically William and Bree and Nick. Cell were warming up too, but I love those three. Like I said, if I already did not have another book lined up for this video, I would be jumping onto the sequel right now. The other books are available on Libby. So I've already made up my mind that when I'm done reading this next book that I have planned, or if I need to take a break from that book, I'm jumping into the rest of those books for the Legendborn cycle because it is that good. I understand the hype for the Legendborn cycle right now. Like, literally, seriously, I need this book series like an IV drip into my body, okay? Like, that is how good it is. That is how good it is! Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, so, rating for Legendborn. I'm gonna give it... I'm somewhere between 4.25 and 4.5. Because, again, like I said, there are just some parts where the writing was like, okay, what's going on here? But I love the story. I love the characters. Mwah. Chef's kiss. So, Tracy, Deonn, we will be coming back to you for much more future content because, yes. But anyway, again, like I said, I do have another book lined up, and I actually did start it last night, and that is The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. This is I think this is a romantasy that's also kind of like a gothic. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and read you the back of this since I don't know how to talk this morning. Okay. Gray Flynn has dedicated her life to her mage, Kier. She will be his blade on the battlefield, his healer and protector. The deep well of raw power inside her is Kier's to wield. They are bound together by blood and magic. But there is one truth Gray dare not reveal. Not even to Kier. When a quest to protect the child of an enemy kingdom pulls them into a dangerous mission, Gray will need to decide what she's willing to sacrifice to protect her secret. For Gray is no ordinary magical well, and if she dies, all magic dies with her. Yeah, so like I said, I just started last night. I think I'm probably like about 12 pages into it. I actually found out about this book through another booktuber, Heather McGlary. She read this in one of her videos. So, shout out to Heather McGlary for reading this so that I can find out about it. So, yeah, this honestly seemed very interesting, and I love the concept of a lady knight. I love it. I mean, this cover is just... it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I feel like I might have mentioned this in another video. I don't normally tend to read romantasy, and if I do, it has to be like a very specific kind. That I don't even know what specific kind. It has to speak to me, I guess. And this book very much spoke to me. Not only because of the cover, but I think just because of the concept and more of the emotional bond between the characters and the intimacy that's not inherently sexual, but is more of just like the emotional shared intimacy of just simple acts that display a bond. I don't know if that made any sense. I'm only on cup number 2 of my coffee, so clearly it's not kicked in yet. So I am just gonna shut up and read this book. And again, if I need to take a break from this or if I end up finishing it, we're gonna jump back into the Legendborn cycle. But for right now, let's read the second death of Locke. Okay, I normally never film from this angle in this room, so this will be a very interesting experience. So hello, welcome back. It's been a while since we chatted, but I do have some updates on the second death of Locke. I am in fact enjoying this. I know I haven't hit the 100-page mark yet, but I really am enjoying this. I'm just taking my time with it to really process what's happening in the story, and what has gone down so far has been phenomenal. I'm getting emotional at points. I'm getting excited at points. And I just swallowed a little in my mouth. Ew! Ugh! Anywho, I'm enjoying this. I'm very excited to keep going with it, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to read tomorrow, because I have plans to watch Peaky Blinders with my sister, so I'm going to try to catch up on as much reading as I can tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. So I know it's like 9 o'clock at night right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a timer for an hour, give myself an hour to read this book, see how far I can get, and then we shall see where we're at. I don't think I'm going to be able to capture it all because I know I'm running low on memory on this camera, but you'll have to take my word for it. So there's that. Hello. I don't even know what day we are on anymore of this challenge. I don't even remember the last day I gave you an update. But I think it was when I was doing an hour of reading, and I did get through a chunk. I did get through a lot of the book. I had to take a day off reading because I just had so much going on that I didn't have any energy to do it, but I did get to part 3 last night. So I'm currently on page 222. And holy moly. Holy guacamole. I love the emotional pull of this book. I love the bond between the characters. I have no idea how the big secret is going to come out to everybody else. But we as the reader know the big secret. The 2 leads, Gray and Kier, they know the big secret. But this is going to be fun. And I'm also really scared. And it's going to make me cry. I feel like it's going to make me cry. So, I clearly need to wake up, get coffee in my system, but I want to read this book. And hopefully, could I try to finish it tonight? Is that a possibility? I might try to finish this tonight, if I can. If not, then this weekend, we will finish this book. So bad news is I did not finish the book last night. As you could clearly tell, I'm probably like at the 60% mark. But the good news is it's still very good. I'm enjoying this, and I will finish it this weekend, even if it kills me. Or will this book finish me? I don't know. I think this book just might end up finishing me, because I think I've already been close to tears twice this morning. Yeah, so that's that, but I've got to get my butt out the door because my sister just invited me to go to a tea room downtown, and we also have the reading fest that's taking place today, so we might walk around there, but I've got to go pick her up so that way we can go do that, but I figured I'd provide a quick update on this silly little book that's tampering with my emotional well-being. So I've been up since 5:30 this morning, which is probably not ideal for me, but I have read more of this book. It's a Monday, mind you. I did not finish the book this weekend, but I think I have like less than 70 pages left to go. So good morning. Happy Monday. So since I'm almost done with this book, I think I'll probably wrap up the video once I finish this book, because I'm just losing steam. It's not that this book is bad. I really am enjoying this. I definitely cried last night over a particular point in the book, but I also know there are parts that are kind of like, the pacing's like a little strange, I'm realizing. And it's not a bad thing. I'm definitely reading this at a slower pace, I realize that, but I also know I'm just trying to crank it out, which probably isn't helping. But I feel like there's points where it's like, okay, is the book gonna end here? Or, oh wait, there's more sections, is it gonna end now? Okay, now what? So, I think I'm kind of like still at the now what section. So, yeah, things are definitely getting intense. There's a lot of secrets, grief, love, all very, very interesting things. I know for a while last night I was thinking, oh my god, yeah, this is probably going to be close to like a 4.5, 5 star, maybe. But then I think the more that I kept reading, I'm like, okay, what exactly is going to happen now? I don't know. I'm kind of, again, it's a little too early to tell what the final reading is going to be for this. But I think it's definitely within the 4-star range for sure. I just got to figure out where on the 4-star range it's going to be. As you can clearly tell, despite me being awake for like almost 2 hours now, I'm not awake at all. I'm gonna go to work, and then when I get home I will finish this. But what else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, the tea room and the reading fest. So yes, the tea room experience, that was a lot of fun. Had a great time. So we literally just sat there, we drank some tea varieties, and then had a little like a tier structure of food, which was all delicious. So that was just beautiful. And then the reading fest was crowded, hot, but it was just fun to walk around and see what was available. I think I saw maybe a couple of like authors in passing. Also, we couldn't get close enough just because like there was lines forming to have people get books signed and other authors doing speaking events. There is other stuff I do want to show. There are other things I want to talk about. But I cannot function at the current moment. So I need to get it together. And then we will wrap everything up when I return home with a much more awake brain and the willpower to finish the second death of Locke. Cheers. Okay, I'm recording this update on my phone because my camera's just being stupid, but we finished the book. The second death of Locke is done. let me start with the positives of this book. This was such an immersive world. I love the idea of having a mage and a well. I love that concept so much. I love the found family aspect. I love the yearning and the rich history that goes along with this, because you could definitely tell that Bovalino put her spine into building this place. I think I will say I was kind of a little disappointed in how the magic system was a little bit explained in here. That we didn't really get to see like a whole lot of like how that works. So I kind of wish we got a little bit more of that. And I also kind of wish we got more battle scenes too, because those were actually kind of my favorite parts, were the battle scenes. And I don't know, I think like the first 3/4 of the book were so well done. It was so well paced, and then the 4th quarter just kind of like lagged for me. Like it kind of just plateaued out, and I was, like I was explaining earlier, that I was kind of like, okay, well, now what's gonna happen? Like what are we doing now? So unfortunately, I will say that kind of dinged the rating for me for this book, but I still had a fun time reading this. I still was emotionally scarred by this book, so I think a fair rating for this would be 3.75 out of 5 stars. So there's that. I'm gonna cap the video here because what started as me wanting to end February by getting into fantasy ended up transitioning into March, and I think I definitely have found a new favorite genre for the year. Because honestly, I'm still gonna love horror and thrillers and all that, but I think fantasy has definitely found its new place in my heart. And even though, yeah, like I'm probably gonna like maybe switch over to like another book genre just to give myself a little bit of a brain break, I still am very much looking forward to continue on fantasy. I'm definitely going to continue on with the Legendborn cycle, because holy crap, also, speaking of the Legendborn cycle, before I do close off, I did get these stickers recently at Barnes & Noble, and I was so excited when I saw these. So this is kind of like a preview of what it has on the back, and it also does include my favorite quote from the book of "Don't make your life about loss, make it about the love." And I'm so excited to use these in my reading journals and elsewhere, because I am growing addicted to the Legendborn series. So yeah, okay, so that's that. So yeah, I did find a new favorite series out of this little challenge, and I did go outside my bounds, so I'm very happy with myself for doing that. And again, like I said, more fantasy from here on out. So thank you all for watching this, and hope you found some new favorites in your TBR. And I am clear losing steam, so I'm going to sign off. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!